Bay of pigs. During the video, see how many hidden pigs there are for a little fun little game. What is the Bay of Pigs? The Bay of Pigs was a plan for about 1,400 American-trained Cuban exiles to take over Castro and his Cuban government. However, the most crucial part of the plan was for Cuban citizens to join in the revolution against Castro. Who created the Bay of Pigs? The Bay of Pigs was first created by Dwight D. Eisenhower, who was president at the time, and the CIA in 1959. Eisenhower thought the newly powered Castro would be a potential threat to the United States. And in 1960, when President Kennedy took office, the plans were passed down to the next president, and he agreed to continue on with them. When was the invasion? The Bay of Pigs invasion started on April 15, 1961, when Cuban exiles took out the America B-26 bomber to strike Cuban airfields. Now, they targeted two airfields, and the first one was hit but weakly damaged, and the second was not damaged at all because word got out about the first one, and John F. Kennedy decided to cancel the second airstrike. On April 17, 1961, the 1,400-man invasion crew landed at the Bay of Pigs. Why was this invasion a failure? Well, there's many reasons why the invasion failed. First and most important could be that the airstrikes, as I mentioned earlier, did not do any damage at all. They failed to do the maximum damage as the United States had planned them to. Consequently, the Cubans dominated the air, which immensely helped them to defeat the 1,400 men that the CIA trained. And also, Castro got the word of the invasion. He got word of it because of that first airstrike, and he got his men prepared for war. And when the 1,400 men crew landed, he sent around 15,000 to 20,000 men to fight a 1,400 men crew. Now you do the math and figure out how greatly outnumbered the exile force was. And another important one is the Cuban citizens did not join in this invasion force. They did not see it succeeding, which it didn't. Now, how did this affect us? Well, it affected the states in many ways. First, Kennedy's administration was tarnished forever because of the failure. They always will have this on their shoulders for the rest of history. Cuban and American relations were severed completely for a very long time. The greatest thing was all men of this attack force, the 1,400 men, were either captured or killed. Not one man came back for at least a couple of years. And everybody, a lot of countries in the world found out about this and were not too pleased that the United States went ahead and did this without many countries, well, basically the UN agreeing to allow the United States to do it. Nice little bird. My divergence in this paper was the airstrikes were successful. They did the damage they were supposed to do. Then, since they did the damage, the exile invasion was forceful and gained land in Cuba. And since they were gaining land, the Cuban citizens joined in the invasion force, and the government would then be taken over and Castro would be killed, possibly. Then the United States would help Cuba set up a government similar to ours. Short-term effects of this divergence. There would be no communist government in the Western Hemisphere. The new government would be business between the two countries would greatly benefit from this because business from both countries would be able to succeed in each country's wealth. That would be my divergence on the Bay of Pigs operation. Hope you enjoyed, and I hope you got that count on how many pigs were in the video. Thank you.